Hey, I'm Regan with Pacific Soul Lifestyle, and today I've got a really great core workout using the exercise ball. So if your exercise ball has been in the closet collecting dust, it's time to bust that bad boy out because this is a workout you do not want to miss. So we'll just set the ball off to the side so that we can begin our warm-up on our hands and knees. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to let the belly fall towards the floor, lifting the chin and then rounding the spine. So we're just going to take a few minutes here to warm up our body, get some movement in the spine, and get ourselves ready to go for more action. So you can move at your own pace, but moving with your breath. Good, last one. And coming to a neutral position with your spine. So draw the navel towards the spine, set the shoulders back and down. We're gonna warm up our stabilizing muscles. So we're gonna inhale to prepare. Exhale, reach, opposite arm and leg, really extending through the fingers and toes. Inhale, hold, and exhale, bring the hand and knee back down. Other side, inhale, exhale, reach, inhale, hold, and exhale, back down. We'll do that again. Inhale to prepare, exhale, lengthen, inhale, hold, and exhale, release. Last time, inhale, exhale, reach, nice and long through the spine. Inhale, and exhale, bring the hands and knees down. Spread the fingers nice and wide, curl the toes under. We'll lift up into down dog. Maybe pedal out the heels here a few times. Warm up the back of the legs, say hello to your hamstrings. Good, then we're gonna shift forward into plank, drop the knees, lower the chest. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift up, maybe lift up the knees, coming into cobra. And then exhale, push to the knees and reach your arms up. Inhale, reach tall through the arms. Exhale, up and over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lift up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, we'll do that one more time. So spreading the fingers, spreading the toes, lifting up into downward dog, maybe pedaling out the heels. Letting your knees bend as much as you need to feel length in your spine. Let's draw the chest forward, high plank, inhale. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, rise up. You could stay in baby cobra here, or you could take that full version. Deep breath in. Exhale, shift to the knees, sweep the arms up. Inhale, lengthen through the rib cage. Exhale, reach onto the left wrist, up and over. Inhale to center, and exhale, up and over to the other side. Back in, we'll do one more, hands to the lower back, roll the shoulders back, draw the elbows towards each other, maybe adding in a little back bend here. Deep breath, and exhale, release. All right, we are ready to rock. So in today's workout, we've got 8 exercises. We're gonna do each exercise for a minute with 20 seconds of rest. Once we get through the list, we're gonna take a little breather and then we'll start again from the top and repeat the whole thing a second time through. So I'll be demoing the exercises as we go along. I will just get our timer ready to go here. I use an app called Simple Interval Timer. And before I begin that, I'll show you the first exercise because it is a little bit tricky. And if you want, you can tuck your shirt into your pants so it doesn't end up over your head. All right, so the first exercise before I start that timer is a knee tuck. So you're gonna lift your hips up, tuck the knees into the chest, or you may just decide to hold a plank like this. okay? So, get yourself into position now. I'm gonna start that timer. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1, knee tucks. So you're lifting the hips, squeezing the abs as you draw the knees into the chest. Now you can take whatever pace you want. So if you want to go faster, if you want to go slower, maybe you just want to hold this position right here. That's your prerogative. You do you. I'll just give you a platform to work off of. Be mindful that you're not sagging the hips because that's really hard on the low back. And it's our knees, our abs that are drawing the knees and the ball in towards the body rather than pushing through the arms. Okay, so careful that's not happening. Almost there, keep going. Breathe. And rest, excellent. Okay, we're gonna flip over. Take a seat on the ball. Walk your feet down and your spine down till your lower back is being supported by the ball. And then we'll do regular crunches here. Okay, so here we go. Inhale back to the tops of the shoulder blades. Exhale as you crunch up. If you've got a particularly slippery floor, sometimes it helps to have your feet up against the wall. When you come up, draw that navel in. Big exhale. Keep breathing. Thinking about your body, thinking about the muscles that you're using. And in this case, it's a lot of rectus abdominis. And rest, excellent. So next one we are going to, this one's kind of funny looking, but you're gonna have the ball underneath your belly, your hands on the floor, elbows slightly bent, toes turned out, and then you're gonna lift, tap, tap. Okay, here we go. So this one, if you haven't guessed it already, is really good for your glutes. So that's what you're squeezing here, is your bum when you lift. Great work for our booty. Booty, 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 booty. Don't think that's a song, but it could be. Keep going. Tap, lift. Try and lift both legs equally. And only lift to the point where you're not really feeling it in the lower back. We want to keep that work in the glutes. Your core is active here. Your shoulders are out of your ears. Nice, steady movements. And rest. Okay, next we are going to do a rollout. So you're going to be on your knees, balls at your thighs, fingertips are close to your body, shoulders down. You're going to roll the ball out as far as you can go, engage the abs, and pull yourself back up, okay? Here we go. So rolling out, hold for about 2 or 3 counts, squeeze the abs and come up. Now, if you want to go further, just give the ball a few extra pushes with your hand, and that will get the ball out that much further. Inhale, exhale, reach. Now, one thing to be mindful for is that your bum isn't sticking out. So you don't want to stick your bum out like this because you lose the work for the abs. And again, coming down, you don't want to stick your bum out. Okay, so try and keep that tail tucked the whole time so that it's your abdominal muscles that do the work. And then you will feel some work for your lats, your triceps as you pull the ball in. Holding for about 2 or 3 counts. And rest. Nice work. Okay. Mountain climbers are next. So you're going to bring your forearms onto the ball. You may want to push the ball up against the wall for extra support. You'll lift up into a plank position and tap the knee up to the ball. Okay? Here we go. Tap. 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 So one thing that I often see with this one is people collapsing. Okay, so try to keep your upper body off of the ball. Takes a little bit of strength in your chest, your arms, your core. And then just take your time with the knee tap. Okay, you want to make sure that you've got the stability before you lift one of the legs. Because if you don't, you'll be falling all over the place. So lots of focus, lots of concentration. Spine is long. You're doing really good. Let's finish this off. And rest. Okay, flipping onto the back now. We're gonna bring the ball in between our ankles. Okay, and if it's too much on your hips to hold it between the ankles, you can get rid of it and just use your body. Then we'll twist the ball to one side, twist it to the other. Here we go. So palms are facing the sky. Your knees can be a little bit bent here. Now, when you draw the ball up, I really want you to focus on obliques. So focus on the obliques to lift the weight of the legs. The deeper you bring that ball to the floor, the more challenging it is on your core to lift the ball up to center. And you've got to be really careful that this isn't happening with the other shoulder. So only twist to the point where you're not lifting those shoulders. Keep them grounded. I like to go really slow on this one and really feel what's happening in the body. You may be faster, that's fine. But make sure your focus is your technique. Great. Okay, next exercise is hamstring curls. So you're gonna put your heels up on the ball. Arms are gonna be at your sides. When the timer goes off, you'll lift your hips, flex your feet, and then pull the ball into your bum. Okay, here we go. So lift, squeeze the glutes, and then focus on the back of the legs, your hamstrings, to pull the ball in towards you. Try not to death grip your mat. Keep rolling the ball in towards the bum, pulling equally with each leg. Now, if you want a harder variation, you could always lift your arms up to the sky. Woo! A little tricky here on this uneven ground out here outside. So I'm gonna keep my arms on the floor. One of the good things about working out outside is that it can add some extra elements of instability. But you may just be doing this in your living room. And rest. Okay, we've got one more. This is called a ball pass. You can keep your head on the floor. Legs are up. You're gonna pass the ball to the ankles, lower arms and legs. Pass to the hands, lower arms and legs. Listen to your lower back. Here we go. So I only want you to lower the ball and the legs to the point where you're not straining your lower back. So keep those abs engaged. Listen to the body. The bigger your movements are, the harder it is. Keep going. Breathe, breathe. Last few seconds. Stay with it. And rest. Oh, wow. Tough, isn't it? All right, that was your first round. So just take a moment to rest. We're gonna do that whole list again from top to bottom, and then that'll be it. You will be all done. So, if you remember, the first exercise is the knee tucks with the ball underneath the shins. So let's get ready for that. I'm gonna start the timer. So ball underneath the shins, you can roll out. All right, here we go. So last time through. You can do this. Stay focused. If you need to, just hold the plank. Just be careful not to collapse in your upper body or your low back. Focus on your abs. We are almost there. Last few seconds of hard work. Let's go. There it is. Okay. Crunches are next. So you're going to flip over to your back. If you need to have your feet up against a wall, if your floor is feeling a little slippery, okay, lower back should be on the ball. Hands at your temples, or your hands could be here. The higher your hands are, the more challenging of a lever it is. Draw the navel in, exhale. Inhale as you go back. Go at a pace where you can keep your technique, where you can feel strong and in control of the movements. Sometimes the tendency is to go too quick, but then we get kind of sloppy and complacent with our movements. Nicely done. There it is. Okay, moving on. Number 3 is the leg lifts. So belly on the ball. Okay, you're gonna bend your elbows a tiny bit, and then we'll lift and lower the legs. Shoulders out of the ears. There we go. Tap, lift. So remember, turn the toes out. Just slightly. That helps to open up the hips. Targets a little bit more of those outer glute muscles. No tension in the neck or the face or the shoulders. Direct your focus down to your glutes and your core. Squeeze. And just when you feel like you want to give up, see if you can do a few more reps. That's my golden rule. The first, when I feel like, okay, I need a break, I tell myself, I think I could try 3 more. And rest. And it usually gets me to the end. All right, rollouts are next. So we want to tuck the tail under, draw the navel in, set the shoulder blades rolling the ball out without sticking the bum out. Booty in. All right, here we go. Roll the ball out, hold for 3, and then use your core to pull yourself back up. So being mindful to not break at the hips. You don't want to do that I just demoed. If you're feeling like your motivation for exercise is waning a little bit, I actually find it's really helpful just to take your exercise outside. There's something about the fresh air, nature, the space. You take away those 4 walls because so many of us spend all of our days surrounded by 4 walls in a cubicle, in an office. And so sometimes it just takes that change of environment to really help us feel better and more energized. Excellent, done that one. We're moving on to our mountain climbers. Okay, so your forearms are gonna be up on the ball. If you found that you're really struggling to balance, put the ball up against a wall. That'll help. Okay, finding your plank position, and then tap. Nature has a great way of helping to restore our sense of wellness, vitality, energy. It's very soothing and healing and grounding. So if you're feeling in a slump, you gotta get outside. That is my cure. Even when it gets into that cold, crummy, rainy, snowy season here in Canada, it's even more important to get a few days outside. A few minutes every day makes the world of a difference. And I know that can be tough when the weather's crummy, but put on the right gear and you can do it. And rest. All right, there's your mountain climbers. We've got 3 left, your spinal twist, hamstring curls, and ball pass. So spinal twist is next. So this is the one where you've got the ball in between your ankles. Arms to the sides, here we go. So just start slow, Feel the movement. I don't want any straining of your low back. So if you do feel a little bit of strain in the lower back, make the movement smaller. If you find that this is really hard on your hips, you could take out the ball and use like a cushion from your couch, or maybe a yoga block in between your ankles. The ball can sometimes be a little bit too big, and if we're really tight in the hips, you will feel that. Last few seconds, let's finish this one. Good. All right, so we're going back to hamstrings and glutes. I feel like I'm turning on a little bit of an angle here. That's all right. So heels up, pull your toes towards your body rather than pointing. So pull the toes in, arms at the sides, relax the shoulders. Here we go. So you're one long line, and then you're pulling the heels in equally with both legs. Sometimes I see people really thrust the hips up, but then you're coming too far up to your neck. So just keep that angle that you set at the beginning. Breathe. You can do this, you can do this. I know your hamstrings are feeling it. We say say, are your hamstrings talking to you, or are they screaming at you? Swearing maybe. And rest. Okay, last one is the ball pass. So head on the floor, being really careful of the low back again. We're always being conscious of the low back. We don't want to compromise it in any way. Okay, so the lower you bring the legs, the more challenging it's going to be and the more support you have to give your back. So this is it. This is your last minute of hard work, and then it's all over. So many times we just procrastinate. We think of all the things we should be doing instead of exercising, and then we spend 15 to 20 minutes just thinking about not exercising, having that internal battle. When if you just said, you know what, is this going to make me feel better when it's done? If the answer is yes, then just get to it. And rest. You did it. Awesome. Okay, help yourself up. Grab a bit of water if you need to. So I'm just going to roll the ball out of the way. I usually check in with myself at before I exercise, and I ask myself, okay, how am I feeling? How am I really feeling right now? Will the exercise increase the stress that I'm feeling, or is it going to help to dissipate the stress? Is this going to help me feel more energized, or is this actually going to drain me? And then if I'm not sure, then I will say, okay, if I really don't want to do this, if I'm really, oh, there's a spider. If I'm really feeling that resistance to exercise, just try 10 minutes, commit to 10 minutes. And if within those 10 minutes it's draining you, it's too challenging, then maybe you just spend the rest of the time doing yoga, or just pack it in and call it a day. But if within 10 minutes you're actually starting to feel good, then continue on. That's usually what happens, is after 10 minutes we get into it and we realize, man, this is actually feeling awesome. So feel free to stay with me for a few extra moments to do some stretching. So knees wide, hands at the top of your mat. Let's drop the hips back into child's pose. Breathe deeply into the back side of your body. So fill the back and the sides of the rib cage with air. Walk your hands over to the right. Push your hips to the left. You'll feel a nice stretch all through the left side of the body. And switch sides. That one feels so good. Whew. All right, back to the hands and knees. We'll bring the ball out for the next one. We're just going to stretch out the hips, because sometimes holding the ball in between the ankles can be tight on the hips, as I said before. So left foot forward, right hand on the ball. Sink a little bit deeper into your lunge. Lift the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Take the left hand behind the head, and then bring your right ear to right shoulder. So just stretching out your neck a little bit here too. All right, switch sides. So ball can come over to the left side, right foot forward. Make sure the foot's far enough forward that your knee's not going way over the toes. Tuck the tail under, sink into the hips, lift the chest. And you should feel a really nice stretch right in here for your hip flexors. Good. Take your right hand behind the back and then draw your left ear to your left shoulder. Nice deep breaths. And back to center. All right, you are done. Give yourself a pat on the back, my friend. That was tough. Hope you enjoyed the workout. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share with a friend, and we'll do it again next time. Take care.